And welcome to another podcast. This is the second Hulk movie that I'm doing this week, and that's the 1990 movie, I believe, or 1989 film, The Incredible Hulk, The Trial of the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, this one doesn't have the opening theme music. This one is 95 minutes, so it's 2 minutes longer than this. I know. This is only 2 minutes longer, so it's not much of a difference. Stock footage from the TV show. Bruce Banner. I already had lunch. I had an egg and a an egg and a bagel, a mini bagel, with some ginger ale. So I'm good. I'm nourished now. I don't have that throbbing headache because all I ate this morning was a yogurt. I'm trying to lose weight, but I have to stay nourished. Why did they like to mess with Bruce? Every single time. And he has a beard this time. He shaves it later, but he has a beard for. I can't. With airplane mode, I can't use the Wi-Fi, so I have to shut airplane mode off. I'll just turn it on when I'm done with this podcast because I'm going to be taking a nap later anyway. I don't need the Wi-Fi on. Another woman this time. It's a different storyline. This is about a year after the Incredible Hulk returns. Different cast this time, except for Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. They come back. Yeah, I know I did. Hey, Kuldeep Singh, wherever you are. hmm I don't want to look like that. I always shave my face. See? There's that beautiful musical score. This time it's in the beginning of the film. Dun, dun, dun. The trial of the Incredible Hulk. I still prefer the first one. I prefer the Incredible Hulk Returns, but this one's decent. Still better than the 2003 Ang Lee movie. That movie's just boring. Marta Dubois. Nancy Everhard. Yeah, there's more women in this one than for the last movie. Nicholas Horman. Hold on. Let me check. I'm from New York. Let me just check. It's really hot today. It's fall, but it still feels like the summer. The fall weather doesn't really kick in until the end of October, early December, early November. Richard Cummings Jr. There he is, Matt Murdock. Yep. Not played by a British man because he's not a Brit in the comics, adults. He's American, like Captain America is. John Rhys Davies, yeah, he has a special guest appearance here. He's been a good actor. Rex Smith, he's Matt Murdock in this version, aka Daredevil, who doesn't wear red, he wears black here, kind of like a prototype suit. No podcast on Thursday because I need a day to rest. Dun, 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 dun. Written by Gerald DePego. He says Daredevil on the wall. Bill Bixby directed this one. I do. I never had any. I've had a lot of toys since I was a kid, and even as an adult, but not Tinker toys. No sunglasses. Can't see. He's like Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Her actress is going to be there. How could you practice law without being able to see? Sight is part of, cracking a case. Poor man. And the thing is, he was not born blind. He had an accident. If you saw the Daredevil movie from 2003. People make fun of that movie, but I like the R-rated cut. If it wasn't for that, there would have never been a Daredevil Netflix show or his appearances in the MCU. Let's face it. There had to be a source of that. It's a great character. Why would you, on Earth, would you cast a British guy? I don't get it. I could feel. I'm glad I have all of my five senses. I wouldn't want to lose any of them. Lindsay22 subscribed. Thank you, Lindsay. Thanks a lot. You have taste. You know that I'm a person that doesn't BS around. You see my face. I show my face on Facebook and on, not Twitter, but, I don't post any personal pictures there because Twitter's a jungle out there. But I always show my face. And there's nothing for me to hide. The next movie I'm doing, I'm going to stream it on my computer. Since I got rid of my tablet, it was a piece of junk. Thankfully, I got rid of it. I e-wasted it. I didn't throw it in the garbage. So waste of money. Thankfully, I didn't spend my paycheck on it. Aim at 9. Oh, you're not a girl? Oh, you're a kid. Okay, so... Well, this is not an R-rated movie, so... I thought you were a girl. I thought Lindsay was a girl's name. What kind of a mask is that? They look like. Sorry, I don't know who that is. I don't want children on this podcast. This is not a channel for kids. Sorry. If you're 18, then yeah, but not 9. Kids are weird. Yeah, what kind of a mask is that? They look like discount foot soldiers from Ninja Turtles. This came out a year before Ninja Turtles. There's John Rhys Davies sitting on his bum. He doesn't have a lot of screen time because he was in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. He's the kingpin here? John Rhys Davies? Yeah, I think he is. Those masks are stupid. Why does Fisk have the glasses? The trains. No kids in the chat. It should be adults only, not children. Because this is not a channel for children. It's not family friendly like YouTube Kids, because that's not me. Even if I'm doing a kids movie, what you see in here will not be always kid friendly. Those do not look like the trains from Manhattan. Yay, an over-the-top villain like a RoboCop movie. Yeah, he's pulling a Weinstein. This is pulling a Weinstein, Josh, not me like doing this to a girl. There's a big difference between that and harassing a woman. I don't do that. At Comic-Con, we're all equals, men and women. Yep, he's gonna get mad and he's gonna punch him right in the face. That was a dark line. This one's a little bit more street oriented than the last movie, because that was like in a small town. This is in a major city. This guy's a psychopath, man. Dude, you're not even She doesn't like you. This happened, and people think it's bad now. Back then, it was worse because they didn't have cell phones back then. So if someone was harassed, you couldn't film it on your phone. Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. You should not. You're an idiot. He's gonna Hulk out and punch you. There's the eyes. 15 minutes in, he hulks out a lot sooner in this movie. This guy looks like a Tony Danza knockoff. Here's the foot. And the shirt opening up. It's like, damn. What is that? It's a Jolly Green Giant. Yeah, he does look like Tony Danza. The other guy. Who carries a gun on a train and it's not a cop? You could tell that was filmed. This was filmed in another country. That's right, Hulk. Punch him in the face. That was good. That was awesome. He was sliding like he's on a water slide. That was pretty awesome. Lou Ferrigno does have his moments, man. He doesn't have to say a word, just and throws somebody, and it's hilarious, man. They think he's scary, yeah. That man takes his chances because he's running around in a major city without a shirt on. At least Daredevil covers his body, you know? That's why Bruce Banner gets arrested. Even though that guy was he was the idiot trying to harass that woman. Run, Hulk, run. If this was the 2008 Hulk, he would have been hopping, you know, away like he does, you know, those super jumps he does in the Avengers and Incredible Hulk 2008. We're 17 minutes in. I don't mind people being subscribed to me, but don't go in the chat if you're underage. Shouldn't be here. Sorry. But them's the rules. The cops are still looking for him. Again, he wasn't starting trouble. They pushed him. They were gonna. This guy was gonna rape this woman. You know, that probably was implied. And then he attacked her. Didn't do anything. It was the Hulk. Commercial break. Funny because She-Hulk is the one that saw Matt Murdock, not the Hulk. That's the Kingpin. He's also played by a Brit here. At least Vincent D'Onofrio is a good Kingpin. I saw him in Hawkeye, so I know that he can act. He's going to be at the convention too. Just like Tom Holland, unfortunately. Get well soon, buddy. You turned into the Hulk and you beat the crap out of him. It's a good performance. That's his walking stick. See, that's more bad ace than anything that Charlie Cox has done. Yeah, I know that's a hot take, but I'm sorry. Marvel and DC characters should not be played by Brits, especially the main characters. Side characters, who cares? They're disposable. But main characters, don't make them Brits. Just don't. Okay, I'm sick of it. At least Millie Acox is not. She's Australian, so she's not British. Who's playing Supergirl next year? Because it's like in Superman. At least Corn Sweat's not British. Nicholas Hoult was, but he got what he deserved. Nothing. He got beat up by a dog. Yeah, you get what you deserve, buddy. You're only 3 years. How could you be 3 years older than David Corn Sweat? Not 30 years? 3? Miscast, in my opinion. Just like Jesse Eisenberg. Was his performance as bad? No, but he's too young. It's like if it's a prequel, it's not a prequel. Because Superman's not a kid. Oh, excuse me. This actor, Rex Smith, he does a good job here. He has to act with his face and not with his eyes. Because, you know, I use my eyes all the time. Yeah. I use my eyes all the time. I love using my eyes. It's a good performance. I think it's one of the most underrated Matt Murdock's that we've seen in live action. I like Daredevil. I just prefer Deadpool or Spider-Man or, you know, one of the other characters that wears red. He's touching his face. You can feel something. He's blind, just like Alicia Masters from the Fantastic Four movies. Not the recent one, but the other ones that came out. The 2005 movie and the 2007 one. It's a good character, but I just don't like Brits playing them because then they have to hide an accent for 2 hours. Why are you doing this to me? I'm fine with Tom Holland. We already used to him as Spider-Man, but Miles, I don't want to be played by a Brit. It's not going to happen. It will ruin the mystique. He's supposed to be black and Hispanic, not British. Oh, that's a weird close-up. Why is she like looking at the camera like this? Yeah, they tried to harass her. One of them had a gun. Remember Joker when they were bothering him and then he shoots them? His costume could have been done better, but again, they didn't have a big budget, guys. In Marvel, both the Netflix show and the recent one that came out, they have a budget. UK, you're from the UK? Oh well. At least you're not cast in a Marvel movie. I'm not. I've never been to the UK. I have no interest. I'll see the Doctor Strange movie next week. Not doing a podcast for it. I'm just going to watch it on Daily Motion or something. The 1970s version of Doctor Strange. Is this a mosquito bite? Yeah, I think it is. He can't. I'm from the US, not UK. New York City, USA. That's where I'm from. That's where I was born. That's where I've been raised. That's where I'm going to pass one day. Right here in the States. Which, New York City. I live in New York City. Nothing personal. I'm not going to say the address or anything. No. In the chat, it says keep that, you know, privacy private. "25 minutes in." Oh, you're from India. Yeah. I do like listening to a person's voice, especially a woman's voice, a nice soft woman's voice. That's why I love the Girls on the Loud House so much, the cartoon and the live action show, because they have nice voices to listen to, especially Eva Carlton. I like her voice better than Liliana Mummy in the cartoon, mainly because I think her voice is sweeter. She would be an amazing Amy Rose, in my opinion, or Rosalina or something like that, because it's just a voice. College has semester breaks. I mean, the next semester break is in November, which is Thanksgiving weekend. Thanksgiving and Black Friday. It's a good performance. See, you can hear everything. His other senses are his smell, hear, and taste and feel are more events. It's hard to play blind when you're not really blind or deaf or whatever. Hey, I am single. I'm going to Comic Con soon. I don't know if they have Comic Con in India, but they do have them in other countries, in like England and Canada and some parts of Europe and Asia, like Japan. This is really well directed by Bill Bixby because he had to direct this and be the main character. And Matt Murdock is a strong character, not as fun as Thor, but he does it. He's serviceable. There's a lot. One of the things I hate about Hollywood nowadays is that a lot of these actors have fake accents, and it takes me out of the experience. It's like Homelander. Why is he played by an Aussie man? That's a stupid casting, and they know it. Anthony Starr is not intimidating. Even when I saw him in Gen 5, I'm like, okay, you're discount Superman and Captain America. Why do you have blonde hair? I don't know. I never read the comics of The Boys. At least Invincible, I like most of the voice actors in that show. But Homelander is just not scary to me. There's Daredevil. No, you don't. Look at the costume. That's the cheapest Daredevil costume I've ever seen. Look. He looks like a ninja. Yeah, it's just, the costume is kind of weak. It's kind of low budget, but that's not a real nurse. I'll give him this. It's a decent fighter. Why did you attack that orderly? He didn't do anything. Bye. That was a good stunt. Yes, that's a cheap looking Daredevil costume. Usually it's red. This is like the prototype suit. That would be terrifying. Hey, 2 dentists tried to kill me last year. Yeah. The man with no fear, like Penta. Zero fear. The costume, yeah, it's laughable. I get it. 7, I need like 8 hours of sleep. Video. Now everything is on streaming. Now I can stream it. I love John Rhys Davies' voice because Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, just he's a legend. He was in 3 Indiana Jones movies, even though he was underused in Dial of Destiny. Those glasses. His glasses are cool. Sleep on what? Prison. Why are they singing in prison? They're sneaking a crowbar in there. I don't know why they call it the trial of the Incredible Hulk. They don't even show the trial. They show it in like a dream sequence or something. Excuse me. We're 32 minutes in. Trying to kill him. It's like Old Man Logan. Since it's in the same continuity, that the Hulk and Logan are in the same. They're made by the same company, Marvel. See, I don't hate Marvel. It's just I want to see some of their old stuff that I missed, or things I haven't seen in years. Crime. Banner, not Belson. Ratting. Calculator. This poor woman gets harassed over the whole, almost gets killed over the whole. They try to pull like a Padme Amidala in Attack of the Clones where they're trying to kill her. They do 2 attempts to try to kill her. Well, 3 actually, if you count the arena scene at the end of Geonosis before the end credits, because they try to blow her up in the beginning. Then an assassin tries to kill, Django or Zam Wesell tries to kill her in bed, and then of course they try to kill her again. This woman's not safe. Again, Kingpin. No, if somebody was attempting to try to kill me, I'm like, no, I would get protection right away. I don't want to be. I want to feel safe. I want to live. Come on, Matt. Of course she's gone. Yeah, see, this is a good performance. You can't see. It's a thing. This poor woman. Even Mantis didn't get treated like this. I think this is a decent one. It's a little darker than the other one. And that had Charles Napier trying to shoot the Hulk. Here, it's John Rhys Davies sends a bunch of men to try to kill this poor woman that didn't do anything. It's not like she has information about Daredevil or the Hulk. She just saw them briefly. Yeah, she is. See, I don't do anything like this, guys. I do not hunt. I don't kidnap women. I don't abuse. I don't harass them. I definitely don't try to murder them. Even if I don't like them, I'm not going to do that because I'm not. I don't do premeditated assaults. I don't do it. Yes, you do. Yikes. Of course. Like AK Princess Peach. Talk, please. Eh. You don't tell me what to do. Goodbye. They're not even subscribers. Yeah, she is. Why do people yell so much? This is a dream sequence. Was that Stan Lee in a cameo? The judge is like, what the hell? The shirt's ripping. No, not my sneakers. That is Stan Lee. Yeah, rest in peace, Stan Lee. He created the Hulk, so he wrote the Hulk. So Stan Lee was doing cameos for Marvel stuff before the MCU. Stan Lee's one of the jurors. I know that was him. Commercial break. Again, that's not going to do anything. Stan Lee's watching his creation come true on the small screen. You missed. You maced him. These chats need to be monitored. Yeah, now Hulk is going to get arrested for assault in the court. At least the trial scene is short. Suck it, She-Hulk TV show. See? It was a dream. halfway through the movie. No, no cage can contain the Hulk. Yep, he broke out. Yep, green. Working together, you think? April showers. La, 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 la. Cracker. Cracker Avenue. Or is it Crocker? I don't know. There's Daredevil. dog. That's the guy from Elf, I think. The one that's drinking alcohol in the mailroom. Yeah, that's him. I'm 26 years old. It's like my grandma, my father didn't make Tinker until it was 490. It's like that's him. Yeah, the same. It's the same actor. Yeah, from Elf. He looks like an Asian, like a Canadian Big Show. He's a good actor. Yeah. Shaved his face. Yeah. He has like a night vision goggles. Yep. Hey, Matt. Thanks. The reveal. And commercial break. Yeah. He revealed himself to the Hulk. His dad was a boxer in the movie. Yeah. No, that's the Punisher. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. Hey, take the J. It is flawed. Like I said, Daredevil's not as fun as Thor. It doesn't bum me out though, because I've seen this movie already. Wink, wink. Wow. A Mortal Kombat character? Take the J? Or Takeda J? Oh, it's Takeda J. I thought it was Take the J. That's what it looked like to me. Yeah, it does feel like a Daredevil movie more than a Hulk movie, but that's only because Hulk is mostly in the beginning. But he's mostly in prison until they get him out. And well, actually gets himself out. Should have killed him, but it didn't. That's sad that he's blinded, and it wasn't his fault. Like Spider-Man. And taste. See, he's pretty smart. He still has his brain. Final Hulk out is another flaw. Yeah, I get it. The Ang Lee movie is just boring. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I felt the running time. web. Wink, wink. Spiders, wink, wink. The rest of the movie was boring. Yeah, the other 45 minutes till we get to Hulk. This movie doesn't have that problem. The first 15 minutes he turns into a Hulk. Not 45 minutes. That's way too long, guys, for any Hulk movie. They have a curse that they have to live with. That was a cool flip. That Edward Norton was Bruce Banner for the Avengers. Yeah, but he was hard to work with, so that is the guy from Elf. The from Elf, yeah. Ugh. $65 minutes in, so we got about 30 minutes left. There she is, this poor woman getting harassed and kidnapped for the whole movie. This is the third act of the movie. There's Fisk. That's why they make fun. It didn't make any sense why the Kingpin was the main villain in Spider Verse when I'm like, he's a Daredevil villain. He's not really a Spider Man villain. Sometimes he's there. He's just more a Daredevil villain, not a Spider Man. Because it's mostly about Daredevil, but he's a good character. I just prefer him played by an American actor, not a Brit. He's a Spider-Man villain. Yeah, he's more of a Daredevil villain than a Spider-Man villain. They used him more in Daredevil. He was a villain in the Spider-Man '90s cartoon. Because what was he doing in Hawkeye? Hawkeye's not really is not Daredevil. Giant spider from Mars. Yeah, that never made. That was never made. Yeah, he's also part of the PS4 Spider-Man game. Yeah, I get it. He's a villain that's in most iterations. At least he's a Marvel character. Here it comes. Hulk does Hulk out one more time. Oh yeah. Yep. Cut. Hulk just owns these guys. He does Hulk out one more time, Jay. But just once more. There really isn't a trial. The title's misleading. It should have been called Daredevil and the Hulk Fight Kingpin. At least that would be more accurate than the trial and the Incredible Hulk, because he's not on trial. It was a dream sequence. The first movie made sense. Incredible Hulk returns. Yeah, he does return. Here, he's not on trial. Yep, eat the stage set, the stage lights. I gotta take her away because the movie's not over yet. "70 minutes in." Well, he saved Daredevil's life. Who Daredevil saves a girl could cause the only time we see Daredevil and the Hulk together. Yeah, I get it. Just Ferrigno couldn't do a lot of scenes with this makeup because it was body makeup. That takes hours to take off sometimes. You ever seen The Grinch from the year 2000? Yeah. Commercial break. It's snowing. No, not my nip. It does hurt sometimes. Daredevil and Thor were supposed to get spin-offs after this Hulk, but they got canceled. Yeah, because they would decades later they would get their own shows and movies. Yes, he can. He's a superhero. He could take it. Why? 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 There was the cartoon show of the Hulk. There she is with her frizzy hair. Slow moments, but it's definitely better than She-Hulk. Yeah, but all of this Hulk stuff is better than She-Hulk because the effects are not bad, even though it's a low budget, and it's not the fight scenes are shorter. They are not 30 seconds long. They're a little bit longer than that. And Daredevil at least can fight. He's not. His costume wasn't made by a gay man. Again, screw you for that, Disney. And they wonder why I have trust issues with Disney because they like to fool people and just take their money. Marvel didn't always have to do that. from McDonald's. Let's take a rest my feet tomorrow. I don't have to go out. The music is kind of eerie, like a horror movie. Yeah, this music feels very eerie. You get another Hulk movie after Secret Wars? Yeah, we probably will. Kevin Feige's gonna leave after Marvel after that. He's been there long enough. Since the 2000s. Yeah. And New Year's. Brain bomb. Another commercial break. This was filmed in Canada because it looks like Canada. Daredevil doesn't have his weapons like in the comics and in the movie. And then the end credits. The only thing confusing was that when Hulk hulks out, he has no beard. Well, he shaved. That's why. Oh, that part. Yeah, that's a continuity error. But in the later scene, like in the later scene when he's in prison, he shaves his face. It's kind of like Batman, except that Batman couldn't see. Julie Ford. Those are frizzy. It's the same guy from the beginning of the film. Yeah, this movie's much darker than the last movie. There's some moments that are kind of unintentionally funny, but it's mostly dark. It's not too dark. It's not Gen 5 where there's gore spilling everywhere. I'm like, geez, just calm down with that. Just tell a story without making me, like a bit overwhelmed, Because I know Deadpool and Wolverine had a lot of violence, but there's a lot of scenes where they're just talking. It doesn't have to be just gore every 2 seconds. Gecko chop, baby, yeah. Capacity 3,000 pounds, aka 20 people. I'll grip your heart right here. That doesn't make any sense. I will personally rip your heart out. When I heard that in the Barbed Wire, a bad movie based on a comic, I was dying of laughter. That doesn't make any sense. No, you forgot Daredevil. It's more of his film, but like I said, Hulk can't be on screen that long because of the makeup. It's like why Knuckles, the last 2 episodes focus more on Adam Pally because Knuckles is a CGI character. be fair. He can hear you. But he can't fight. You don't need to see the fight. I mean, you've seen Blind Fury with the late Rugger Hauer. He can't see a thing and he can kill with a sword. So, because he can still hear you. And he doesn't have Daredevil's powers. You missed. You missed again. You missed again. See, Daredevil doesn't have weapons, so he has to use his fighting skills. At least he's an active character in this. They didn't get spin-offs because, again, people were just kind of tired. They killed off the Hulk in the next movie, and it was for nothing. How could the Hulk die? He's indestructible. See, David's still, in the movie. He's not, like, erased from history or something. No, not yet. They're not going to do that. That was an awesome entrance, going right through the windscreen. He's not Batman. He doesn't go through windows. Intermission. Again, I really wish movies had intermissions, especially when they're almost 3 hours long. My God, I mean, who's going to sit through The Long Walk or that other movie with DiCaprio that's coming out this weekend for almost 3 hours? Hell no, I'm not going to do that. I could barely handle the DiCaprio movie at home when it's 3 hours. He's not the problem. He's not. I saw Inception in the theater. High Voltage. That was a good stunt. See, this movie, for not being a big budget, it still has its moments. There's a flying machine. He escaped. Yeah, it's a little disappointing that Hulk doesn't Hulk out at the end, but again, at least they saved the girl. See, they mend their fences and they go their separate ways. Decent movie. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Because I haven't seen the death of the soul. It doesn't make any sense to me. To me, this is where it should have ended with Bill Bixby, because he passed away like a few years after this. I miss him a lot. That was the trial of the Incredible Hulk, even though it should have just been called Daredevil show. But hey, at least he's in it, and let's stop that. Thanks for watching these two movies with me, guys. Acknowledge me, and tomorrow I'm gonna do a streamed movie on Tubi, the Three Ninjas Kickback from 1994. So stay tuned for that, because I'm gonna stay home tomorrow. It's gonna rain. So see you on the other side, guys. Later.